I'm Mitchell Renz hosting. Joined with me is our NFL draft analyst here, Tom Downey, the best in the biz. One more time, use hashtag NFL to have your questions featured if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, literally anywhere you see this video. Jeff Green, get a picture. How many trades do you guys think there will be? We'll say how many trades in the first round?
Well, yeah, because otherwise it gets absurdly high. We have the graphic, I don't know where I put it, of like recent trades in the first round. There's been a lot of them in recent years. I'll put the over-under at 4.5 in round one.
Okay.
I could see a scenario in the later half of the first round where things get really, really weird, and there are teams that have a surprise first-round grade on somebody, and they move up to grab them.
So I just threw in the comments section on YouTube, over or under 4.5 trades. So if you think it's over, type O. If you think it's going to be under, type U. We want to see from everybody. Eli 2005, which this might actually be a picture of Eli Manning right now. Do you think the Seahawks are going to trade Frank Clark for some picks?
I could certainly see it. I don't know if that's
picks, plural?
Well, I mean, it could be like a third and a fourth or something like that, or like a late second and an early fourth or something like that, or a future pick as well.
For Frank Clark?
I mean, D Ford went for a 2022nd, so like you could go for like a third and a fourth, like just throwing that out there as an option.
Oh man,
it's all about the same value.
I don't like the Seahawks, but I would be upset if they did that because Frank Clark is a really talented player.
Yeah, and I think it makes more sense for Seattle to keep him, but there's definitely some interest there. I mean, you threw out the trade offer one with the Chiefs for number 29 overall.
Yeah, but that's not picks.
But like, would you? Okay, but you're acting like picks is bad because like I would rather have 29 than 3 7ths.
Sure.
Like, so in that case, you'd rather have the pick than the picks.
All right, Eli 2005, if you're the Seahawks, would you trade Frank Clark? Throw in the comments section. I'll be watching. All right, Jordan Thomas, where is Suh going to play?
Great question. I am a little bit surprised he hasn't signed yet. That's kind of...
I think he's just asking for too much money. I think he had a good playoffs, a good end of the year, and he's like, my name's Ndamukong Suh. I want to get paid.
That's a possibility. We also are kind of at the point of NFL free agency where you would rather wait for the draft at this point. You would rather wait and see what a roster looks like. Now, Suh might not be the best example,
okay,
but what if he wants to go back to LA and then all of a sudden they go DT in round one? Oops, there goes his future earnings impact because he's not going to get as many snaps.
Very, very true. Jordan coming in with another really good question, better than your picture. Who's the better player, Metcalf or Calvin Ridley?
Ridley's far safer. And I think that was evident with the way he has played A in his first year and B what he was coming out. Now, he doesn't have the same ceiling as Metcalf, but the floor is much higher. So it really depends on what do you want to, how much of a risk do you want to take. Do you want a guy that worst case probably going to be a solid number 2 receiver? Or do you want a guy that if he hits, he is going to be a top 5 receiver? Kind of depends on your roster construction. Ridley's probably a safer pick.
So who would you take, Calvin Ridley or DK Metcalf?
If they were both, not knowing what Ridley was this past year for the Falcons, I might still gamble on Metcalf.
All right, we want to hear from you. Metcalf or Calvin Ridley? I'll be watching.
There is no wrong answer there,
in the comment section. Bob Money typing 34-3. I think that's the Raiders 49ers score. There's some sort of argument going on right now in the comments section.
It's been a Bay Area brawl.
Mr. Big Chat, speaking of the Raiders, are the Bears making it to the Super Bowl?
The roster is set up to make a run, but it's also very tough to make it there. You know?
Yeah.
That's a cop-out
answer,
but there you go.
Entering his third year, I think when you look from offense to defense, I think you could argue that the Bears are the most complete team in the NFL. Heck, I would probably make that argument. But are they going to make it to the Super Bowl? I will say this, Mr. Big Chest. If you think the Bears will make it to the Super Bowl, put your money where your mouth is at BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. William Evans on Facebook. What's up, my man? I don't know what that box is.
Just ignore it.
I can't ignore a box. Who will Dallas draft?
In terms of like the plurality of the most likely, I think it's Juan Thornhill. I think NFL teams aren't as high on him as I am. I think other teams are. I think the safety run will end around the Cowboys pick.
Okay.
I think they can get one. So a Juan Thornhill, a Taylor Rapp if he decides because of his bad 40 time. I think you could also see someone like a Jalen Ferguson, which I would hate, to be quite honest. So.
Also, I figured out that says free box, which is the best kind of box. Make sure you guys subscribe. YouTube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report, the #1 Cowboys channel. And judging by your picture, I thought it was a cowboy, but it looks like a beach. Not even close.
Very clearly a beach.
I can't see it. The camera's in the way.
It's
Richard
not,
Klein.
though. That's the thing.
What's up, my man? Will the Raiders be able to beat Denver twice? That I don't know. What I do know is I have the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube, and you should check it out, youtube.com/Raiders Report. So they got the Raiders. Raiders have the Broncos week 1 and week 17. I would say the Raiders will win one of those games.
I think they will win one. I do
It's
not
tough to
think
beat any team
it will be
twice.
a sweep.
It's tough. It's pretty hard. Speaking of hard, Steele Hardwood, what's up, my man? Who do you think will be the biggest first-round reach?
Daniel Jones. I have a fourth.
You were way too excited
I have a
to say
fourth-round grade on Daniel Jones. I don't see anyone going in the first round that doesn't at least have a third-round grade for me, except for Daniel Jones.
And we think Daniel Jones is going to the Giants?
My mock draft comes out on Wednesday. Stay tuned.
Ooh, I like it. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Make sure you guys use those hashtags, #NFL, to get your question on the show, much like Michael Gambardella did.
Took you a little bit, but you got it. There you go.
And we're
I'm honestly
there.
surprised you tried it.
Michael Umbrella, keep in mind the Steelers never draft what they're expected to do.
Correct.
I could see A.J. Brown or Noah Fant in round 1, #NFL.
Typically, the Steelers, there is a type. They often go with a surprise version of that type, but they typically like the following things. Really good athlete, Power 5 school, and they went to that team's pro day. At least the top decision makers. So LSU, Michigan, and I'm forgetting the third team on that list, but they went there. So I think if he's there, I think Greedy Williams fits all the check boxes for the Steelers there. And I don't think that there's going to be a run on corners. So one pick I think I'm going to have mocked for you guys on Wednesday. I think Greedy, but I could see A.J. Brown or Noah Fant as that surprise Steelers pick if they're there.
See, I wouldn't want Noah Fant to go there. I like Vance McDonald. All right, we're going to John Krueger, Freddie's brother, Frank Clark to Colts, #NFL.
It'd be a fun fit. I mean, all of a sudden now you've got Frank Clark and Justin Houston and some other young edge rushers. That'd be a really intriguing fit there. I don't know if the Colts kind of feel like the leverage team right now. That, oh yeah, the Colts have the money and the cap space and the draft capital to pull it off, but I don't know how interested they actually are.
I feel like it's just not the Colts' MO. I think they're going to build in the draft. All right, we're going to the Geek Freak. Get a picture. #SpaceNFL. Bosa wins Rookie of the Year, makes the Pro Bowl, leads Niners to a chip, hopefully sour cream, topping off one of the greatest rookie seasons ever. More important, what's your favorite kind of chip as we answer this question?
Sour cream and cheddar. There you go. Correct answer. That's the only answer, by the way. The only answer. What are you going to say? Something gross like barbecue?
I like salt and vinegar.
Okay, that's a fine secondary answer. It's not the correct answer, but it's a good answer.
Sour cream or salt and vinegar? See it in the comments section. All right, Tom, what is this? Bosa wins Rookie of the Year. Who would you guess right now is going to be the Rookie of the Year?
Whoever is the first quarterback taken.
Kyler Murray.
So Kyler Murray, wherever he plays. There
Hopefully
you go.
#1 of the Cardinals so Tom can shave his head.
It's fake news.
More
I never said
important
that.
question, what is your favorite chip? Sour cream, salt and vinegar, barbecue?
Sour cream and cheddar. Gotta have the cheese on it.
If you say plain, you will be banned from our
No,
YouTube
plain
channel.
is fine.
Oh my,
It's
you're
fine.
If Tom was a chip,
There's
it'd be
nothing
plain.
wrong with that.
If I was a
nothing wrong.
chip, what would I be?
I don't know. What chip skips leg day? That one.
Hey, my legs looking fine. Rusty Wright looking fine with these sunglasses. Why do most mocks have our first 3 picks as running back, wide receiver, and tight
But
end?
what team?
I'm guessing the Raiders.
That would make sense. It's got to be the Cowboys. I don't know. Let me know which team, Rusty, and we'll come back. I'm going to guess Cowboys. How about that? There you go.
I thought you meant 3 picks in the first round. All right, we're just going to Eric Gator. Where is Andy Isabella going?
I'm very curious to see how the run on receivers goes down this year. Because I think in round 2, starting with I think the 49ers, potentially at the top of round 2, all the way down to the Patriots, there's going to be a lot of receivers that go off the board. So I think that late second, early third round range is going to be the sweet spot in the end there for Andy Isabella.
So I'm looking at some of these chips coming in here. Kyle says Sun Chip Cheddar, great choice. Jalapeno chips from Eric Gator, who's on the board right now. Really good answer here from Penguins. A gambling chip.
Ooh, best answer yet. That's a good one.
If you like to gamble, do it at BetDSI. Use our promo code.
That's a good one.
Live 120 for 120% deposit bonus. Penguin622, you are the winner. And what do you get? Free money. Use it. $50 down, get 60 for free. Chatsports.com/bet. While you're putting down your money, eat some sour cream chips. AKA Ninja26314. Do you see Seahawks signing Dez Bryant to replace Doug Baldwin?
He's going to sing, Dez Bryant. I could see it. I mean, they signed Brandon Marshall, and I think Dez kind of fits that mold at this point. I would be a little bit surprised. I think with Dez, it might be a Saints situation. I think his team's want to see how that rehab is going from that torn Achilles. So I'm going to lean with no right now, but watch out for an earlier round pick than you might expect for Seattle to go receiver.
I mean, they definitely need all the help they can get. All right, Rusty, he asked this question earlier. Why do most mocks have our first 3 picks as running back, wide receiver, tight end? We asked, Rusty, what team are you freaking talking about? He says, Dallas.
Nailed it, by the way. I was right. Well, first off, you're looking at the wrong mock drafts. There you go. Use mine at WhatGoingDowney, because I have not mocked those 3 as the first 3 picks at any point for the Cowboys, not even when I did the offensive-only mock draft. But as for partially why, back is a number 1 need depth for the Cowboys. They got nothing behind Zeke. Receiver needs long-term help, and so does tight end. But if they don't go defense at some point on day 2, I'm going to be very surprised that that's the route the Cowboys choose, because they can still use some impact help on the defensive side of the ball there.